Namaskar and a warm good afternoon to all present here. I welcome Honorable Mr. Justice Surya Kant, the Chief Justice of India, Honorable Mr. Justice J.K. Maheshwari, Honorable Mr. Justice Pankaj Mithal, Judges Supreme Court of India, the Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court present today, learned ASGs, Mr. Dwarkanath, Mr. Raja Thakre, the past presidents and vice presidents of SCORA, Mr. Manoj Mishra, Vipin Nair, Mr. Amit Sharma, Mr. Snehashish Mukherjee, Ms. Pragya Baghel, SCBA Secretary, the learned senior advocates present here today, distinguished members of SCORA, esteemed members of the bar, law students, and my fellow members of SCORA Executive Committee. It is with great respect, admiration, and a sense of profound gratitude that we come together today to commemorate the distinguished judicial journeys of the two honorable judges of the Supreme Court of India. On behalf of Supreme Court Advocates on Record Association, it is my privilege to welcome you all to this farewell function organized in honor of Mr. Justice Maheshwari and Mr. Justice Mithal. I request Pallavi Barua, Joint Treasurer, to present a planter and welcome Mr. Justice Surya Kant, the Chief Justice of India. I request Ms. Nivedita Nair, Executive Committee member, to present a planter and welcome Mr. Justice J.K. Maheshwari. I request Ms. Reena Pandey, Executive Member, to present a planter and welcome Mr. Justice Pankaj Mithal. The judicial careers of Justice Maheshwari and Justice Mithal stand as shining examples of dedication to constitutional values and rule of law. Their moral courage, clarity of thought, and unwavering commitment to justice have inspired immense respect and affection amongst the members of the bar. I request Nikhil Jain, Vice President SCORA, to deliver the welcome address.
Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice Surya Kant, Honorable Justice J.K. Maheshwari, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Justice Pankaj Mithal, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court, Senior Advocates, Mr. Devrat, President SCORA, Ms. Yugandhara Pawar Jha, Secretary SCORA, Ms. Pragya Baghel, Secretary SCBA, Office Bearers of SCORA and SCBA, distinguished members of the bar, esteemed guests, family members of Honorable Judges, law clerks of Honorable Judges, learned registrars, and my dear colleagues. Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to all. Today's gathering is much more than a ceremonial farewell. It is an occasion to celebrate two remarkable judicial careers that have enriched our institution through wisdom, integrity, scholarship, and unwavering dedication to the rule of law. This evening also gives us an opportunity to reflect upon the values, grace, and humanity that their lordships brought to the bench. As Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam beautifully said, quote, "Excellence is a continuous process and not an accident," unquote. The journeys of Honorable Mr. Justice J.K. Maheshwari and Honorable Mr. Justice Pankaj Mithal truly reflect their excellence, built over decades of hard work, quiet dignity, and steadfast commitment to justice. Honorable Mr. Justice J.K. Maheshwari was born on 29 June 1961 in Jaura, District Morena, Madhya Pradesh. His Lordship's inspiring journey from a modest background to the Supreme Court of India reflects hard work, humility, scholarship, and a lifelong commitment to justice and to the rule of law. After graduating in arts in 82, His Lordship pursued law and completed LLB in 1985 and LLM in 1991. Justice Maheshwari enrolled as an advocate with the State Bar Council of Madhya Pradesh on 22nd November 1985 and practiced extensively at Gwalior in civil, criminal, constitutional, service and tax matters. At the bar, his lordship earned immense respect for sincerity, sharp preparation, and deep knowledge of law. These qualities also led to his election as a member of the Madhya Pradesh State Bar Council. Justice Maheshwari was elevated as an additional judge of the Madhya Pradesh High Court on 25th November 2005 and became a permanent judge in 2008. During his long tenure, his lordship contributed not only through important judicial work, but also through several administrative committees aimed at improving the functioning of the institution. In October 2019, his lordship assumed office as the Chief Justice of the Andhra Pradesh High Court and had the rare distinction of becoming the first Chief Justice of the newly established Andhra Pradesh High Court. Thereafter, his lordship served as the Chief Justice of the High Court of Sikkim before being elevated as a judge of the Supreme Court of India on 31st August 2021. Even on the bench of the Supreme Court, Justice Maheshwari has continued to uphold the highest traditions of judicial discipline, constitutional values, and institutional integrity. Members of the bar have always admired his lordship's clarity of thought, patience during hearing, and balanced approach in adjudication. Beyond the courtroom, his lordship is known for simplicity, discipline, and a deep interest in reading and continuous learning, qualities that perfectly complement his judicial temperament. And perhaps, if one may respectfully say so, Justice Maheshwari's court was always reminding members of the bar of one important principle of advocacy: be precise, be prepared, and come to the point. A lesson many of us learned with great respect and equal care. From one remarkable judicial journey, we move to another equally inspiring story of scholarship, legacy, and service. Honorable Mr. Justice Pankaj Mithal was born on 17 June 1961 in Meerut, Uttar Pradesh, into a distinguished family deeply associated with the legal profession. In many words, the law formed an integral part of his lordship's upbringing. After completing his schooling at St. Mary's Academy, Meerut, his lordship pursued BCom honours from the University of Allahabad and thereafter obtained his law degree from Meerut College, Meerut. His grandfather, Babu Brijnath Mithal, was a highly respectful lawyer and academician, while his father, Justice Narendranath Mithal, served with distinction as a judge of the Allahabad High Court. Carrying forward this remarkable legal legacy, Justice Mithal enrolled with the Bar Council of Uttar Pradesh in 1985 and commenced practice before the Allahabad High Court. During his years at the bar, his lordship appeared in a wide range of civil and constitutional matters and also served as a standing counsel for the UP Awas Evan Vikas Parishad and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, Agra. His lordship earned immense respect for integrity, scholarship, and fairness. Justice Mithal was elevated as an additional judge of the Allahabad High Court on 7 July 2006 and became a permanent judge in 2008. Thereafter, his lordship served with distinction as the Chief Justice of the High Court of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh and subsequently as the Chief Justice of Rajasthan before being elevated to the Supreme Court on 6 February 2023. Members of the bar have always admired his lordship's calm demeanor, patience in court, and humane understanding of legal issues. His lordship brought to the bench a rare combination of intellectual depth and graciousness. Apart from his judicial responsibilities, Justice Mithal also contributed significantly to education institutions and public life. His association with academic institutions reflects a larger commitment towards learning and public service beyond the courtroom. As has been rightly said, quote, courts are remembered not only for the judgments they pronounce, but also for the judges whose wisdom, balance, and humanity strengthen faith in justice, unquote. This evening, we celebrate not an end, but the culmination of two distinguished journeys devoted to public service and the rule of law. While the bench may miss their lordship's presence, the legacy of their work, wisdom, and values shall continue to guide and inspire generations to come. On behalf of SCORA and the entire Advocates on Record fraternity, I express our deepest gratitude and admiration for their lordship's immense contribution to the judiciary and to the nation. I also take this opportunity to wish their lordships good health, happiness, and fulfillment in the years ahead. May their lordship's legacy continue to illuminate the path of justice for generations to come. Thank you.
May I now request Mr. Devrat, President Skora, to address the gathering.
The Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice Suryakant, Honorable Justice Jitendra Kumar Maheshwari, Honorable Justice Pankaj Mithal, Honorable Judges of this Honorable Court present here, Justice Vikram Nath, Justice Bhati, Justice Augustine Massey, Justice Joymala Bagchi, Justice Pancholi, learned senior advocates, Mr. Piyush Kanti Roy, and others. Learned members of the bar, both Skora and SCBA, ladies and gentlemen, we bid farewell today to the two most simple, down-to-earth and straightforward judges of this court. For Justice Mithal, in Allahabad High Court, the qualities of simplicity, compassion, and nyay in a judge have a name. They call it Justice Mithal Jaisa Kaam. It is my personal knowledge, as I also belong to the same place. Justice Mithal is humble, affectionate, and kind human being at heart. At the same time, his demeanor is reflected in court. Justice Mithal belongs to the city of Meerut. A friend of mine who was posted as additional district judge told me that Justice Mithal knows people in Meerut by the names and sometimes even by the father's names. He said that every other common person in Meerut claims to know Justice Mithal. That shows his lordship's deep connect with the common people. Such is the quality of the great men, as described by the great poet Rudyard Kipling, as he said, and I quote, "If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with the kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much." These lines are most befitting for Justice Mithal. In lighter vein, Lordship, if I may say so, that with so much love and respect from the people, perhaps Justice Mithal post-retirement journey could also include serving Meerut as its voice in Parliament. I have taken permission from Justice Maheshwari to share something about his early days as a lawyer, which will surely inspire the junior members of the bar present here. His Lordship, Justice Maheshwari, belonged to a village called Jaura in district Morena, which is in Madhya Pradesh. His journey as a lawyer, which began on a bicycle, is culminating on 28th of June this year in court number 3 of the highest court of the land. This remarkable rise is the result of his sheer hard work, meticulous preparation, and complete mastery over every file. While his lordship was always compassionate toward junior lawyers, he ensured complete equality in treatment whether the lawyer was senior or a junior. Many of us have witnessed his characteristic demeanor of politely telling even the top senior lawyer, "Mr. So-and-so," I'm just copying his demeanor, "we have read the file." We know everything about the case. I have also come to know from lawyers in Gwalior that Justice Maheshwari remains deeply connected to his roots. He continues to be actively involved in several public services initiatives in his village and surrounding areas, particularly in the development of infrastructure and health facilities. On behalf of Skora and family, we wish the Lordship Justice Pankaj Mithal and Justice Jitendra Kumar Maheshwari a happy, healthy and fulfilling post-retirement life. We have changed the format a little bit. We have also asked some members of the bar to have interaction in the end in place of long speeches. In the new era of ChatGPT, speeches are very easy now. So therefore, we'll have it in the end. I'll hand over the floor to Yoga. Thank you.
before I just call Justice Mithal, I will say that in the Supreme Court, Justice Mithal is widely known for his humility, sense of fairness, ensuring that every advocate, from the most senior counsel to the junior advocate, receives equal treatment, full and patient hearing, and to their satisfaction. So on this note, I request Justice Pankaj Mithal, Judge, Supreme Court of India, to address the gathering.
परम श्रद्धेय मुख्य न्यायमूर्ति श्री सूर्यकांत जी, मेरे वंदनीय भ्राताश्री न्यायमूर्ति श्री जे.के. महेश्वरी जी, मेरे अन्य बंधुवर न्यायमूर्तिगण, जस्टिस विक्रमनाथ, जस्टिस मसीह, जस्टिस भाटी, जस्टिस जयमाला बागची एंड जस्टिस पंचाली, इस्कोरा के अध्यक्ष श्री देवव्रत जी, निखिल जैन उपाध्यक्ष, श्रीमती युगांधरा पवार झा सेक्रेटरी इस्कोरा, ऑफिसर्स ऑफ द रजिस्ट्री, मेरे परिवार के कुछ सदस्य, देवियों और सज्जनों, जस्टिस करौल ऑल्सो, और मेरठ से सीनियर एडवोकेट जे.एम. शर्मा साहब, मेरी कुलीग इलाहाबाद से रचना श्रीवास्तव जी सीनियर एडवोकेट। आज इस फंक्शन को इस तरीके से होता देख मेरा मन बड़ा अभिभूत है। मैं खुशी से भरा हूँ और जिस तरीके से आप लोगों ने ये कार्यक्रम ऑर्गेनाइज़ किया है, ये मेरे दिल को छू गया है। मैं सुप्रीम कोर्ट एडवोकेट्स ऑन रिकॉर्ड एसोसिएशन की पूरी कार्यकारिणी को दिल से शुक्रिया अदा करता हूं कि उन्होंने इस विदाई समारोह में इतने खूबसूरत तरीके से सजाया है और हम लोगों को सम्मान दिया है। अपनी बात शुरू करने से पहले मैं एसोसिएशन की नई चुनी हुई कार्यकारिणी को उनकी इस शानदार जीत पर बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूँ। आज विदाई की इस बेला पर आपके आशीष लेते हुए कुछ अपनी कहानी सुनाने का मन करता है। न्यायमूर्ति प्रेम शंकर गुप्ता मेरे पिता के एक अभिन्न मित्र थे और वो अक्सर अपने गुरु की कुछ पंक्तियां दोहराते थे। उन्हीं पंक्तियों से मैं अपनी बात शुरू करता हूँ। सुनो गौर से तो सुनाने के काबिल कहानी सुनाने का जी चाहता है। सुनो गौर से तो सुनाने के काबिल कहानी सुनाने का जी चाहता है और आज कहानी सुना रहा हूँ। मेरी कहानी मेरी ननिहाल से प्रारंभ होती है, जहाँ मैं पैदा हुआ। बचपन में जब मैं ननिहाल जाता था तो मेरी नानी मुझे कहानियाँ सुनाती थी। एक कहानी थी काणे कचरे की, दूसरी थी चटुक मीनार की। एक कहानी की दो पंक्तियां मुझे आज भी याद हैं। मिट्टी का मेरा गांठ गडूला, मेंढक जोते जाऊं, राजा ने मेरी पोदनी मारी, बदला लेने जाऊं। ये दो पंक्तियां मेरे मानस पटल पर आज भी कभी धूमिल नहीं होती और इसका कारण है, यह मुझे बताती हैं कि व्यक्ति कितना भी कमज़ोर हो या छोटा हो, पर उसका हौसला बुलंद होना चाहिए। राजा तक को ललकारने की उसकी हिम्मत होनी चाहिए। यही हम सब लॉयर्स का भी एक कर्तव्य है। मैं अपने गृह जनपद मेरठ में पला बड़ा हुआ। मेरठ के उस समय के सबसे अच्छे विद्यालय में मैंने शिक्षा ग्रहण करी। सवेरे स्कूल जाने के लिए बहुत जल्दी उठना पड़ता था, उठने में आलस आता था। मेरी माँ हम सब बच्चों को उठाने के लिए अलार्म क्लॉक की तरह कुछ गीत गुनगुनाने लगती थीं जोरों से, जिससे बच्चे सो ना पाएं। उठ जाग मुसाफिर, भोर भई अब रैन कहाँ तू सोवत है। जो सोवत है सो खोवत है, जो जागत है सो पावत है। ऐसे गीतों के साथ मेरा जीवन आगे बढ़ा। जब स्कूल पहुँचे तो प्रारंभिक कक्षाओं में ही प्रातः जल्दी उठने के भी कविताएं पढ़ाई गईं। आप लोगों ने सबने पढ़ी होंगी। उठो लाल अब आंखें खोलो, पानी लाई हूँ मुँह धो लो। बीती रात कमल दल फूले, उनके ऊपर भंवरे झूले। ऐसा सुंदर समय ना खो, मेरे प्यारे अब मत सो। तो ऐसे वातावरण में मेरी प्रारंभिक शुरुआत हुई और देखते देखते 8वीं 9वीं कक्षा में आ गए और ये सवेरे उठाने की प्रक्रिया की जो गीत थे, ये एक साहित्यिक कविताओं में बदल गए। जयशंकर प्रसाद की कविता आ गई। बीती विभावरी जाग रही, अंबर पनघट में डुबो रही, तारा घट ऊषा नाग रही, खक्कुलकुल सा बोल रहा, नफ किसले का आंचल डोलला, लो यह लतिका भी भर लाई, मधुल मुकुल रस गागरी, तू अब तक सोई है आली। सेंट मेरीज स्कूल में मैं पढ़ता था। वहाँ मुझे नैतिकता का पाठ पढ़ाया गया और कुछ मूल्यों पर आधारित शिक्षा भी दी गई। वहीं मेरे जीवन की एक मजबूत आधारशिला रखी गई। सिखाया गया कि नर हो न निराश करो मन को, कुछ काम करो कुछ काम करो। विक्रम भाई ने अपने घर में बहुत बड़ी बड़ी इसकी पेंटिंग बना के लगाई हुई है। नर हो न निराश करो मन को, कुछ काम करो कुछ काम करो, जग में रहकर कुछ काम करो। प्रभु ने तुमको दान दिए, सब वांछित वस्तु विधान दिए, तुम प्राप्त करो, इनको ना हो फिर किसका यह दोष कहो। तो इस तरीके से मैं आगे बढ़ा। कहा जाए तो मेरा पूरा जीवन रंगों और छंदों में समाया है। अब तक का सफ़र एक सुहाना सफ़र रहा है। इसी तरह रंगों और छंदों के साथ मेरा जीवन आगे बढ़ता गया। मैंने विधि की पढ़ाई पूरी करी, वकालत का पेशा अपनाया। इस पेशे में मैंने अपने अनुभव कोश का निर्माण किया। मैंने हर किसी छोटे बड़े सभी से कुछ ना कुछ सीखा। स्टाफ से भी सीखा, सबसे सीखा। मेरे सीनियर ने मुझे पहली शिक्षा दी, कोर्ट में कोई भी रिक्वेस्ट करने से पूर्व फाइल का पूरा अध्ययन करना चाहिए और कभी ऐसी रिक्वेस्ट नहीं करनी चाहिए जो आपको लगे वो अस्वीकार हो जाएगी। दिस वॉज द फर्स्ट लेसन ही गेव इट टू मी। और मेरे सीनियर जो थे जस्टिस S.C. वर्मा साहब, उनके जो मुंशी थे काफ़ी बुजुर्ग थे, बहुत ही समझदार और ईमानदार व्यक्ति थे। उन्होंने मुझे प्रोफेशन में धीमी गति से आगे बढ़ना सिखाया। उन्होंने मुझे हर महीने 1 ब्रीफ लाने को कहा, फिर महीने में 2 और बाद में 4। मैंने उनके कहे अनुसार लक्ष्य की पूर्ति की और अंतोगंता मेरे पास फाइलों का भंडार लग गया। उनके कहे अनुसार चलने पर मुझे पीछे मुड़कर कभी नहीं देखना पड़ा। मेरे पिता के एक दूसरे मित्र थे, उन्हीं के साथ उन्होंने भी हाई कोर्ट जज की शपथ ली थी, पर बाद में उन्होंने बार ज्वाइन करी, बार के अध्यक्ष भी हुए और 30 वर्ष तक वो बार पे छाए रहे इलाहाबाद हाई कोर्ट की। उनका नाम था मुरलीधर जी। उन्होंने मुझे हंसना तो सिखाया, पर साथ में बहुत सी छोटी छोटी बातों को गटकना और नज़रअंदाज कर आगे बढ़ना भी सिखाया। he always used to tell me, you have to swallow certain things if you have to practice in this High Court. And I followed it. यही सब मेरे जीवन की पूंजी रहा है. मेरा जीवन सुखी होना हो पर संतोषजनक अवश्य रहा. जीवन में मैंने कभी दुख नहीं पाया, या यूं कहूं कि मैंने दुख महसूस नहीं किया, क्योंकि मैंने कभी सुख की कल्पना ही नहीं की. जब सुख की कल्पना ना हो तो दुख काहे का हो. आज एडवोकेट्स ऑन रिकॉर्ड एसोसिएशन के इस मंच पर हम सब यहाँ इकट्ठा हैं, तो मेरे लिए ये ज़रूरी हो जाता है कि इस पूरी AOR कम्युनिटी को उस बेमिसाल योगदान के खुले दिल से सराहूं, जिसके बिना ना तो इस देश की न्याय व्यवस्था और ना ही इस सर्वोच्च न्यायालय की अदालत काम कर सकती है. मैं एक बार फिर आप सभी को और इस पूरी एसोसिएशन को दिल से आभार देना चाहता हूं कि आपने हमारे लिए इतना खूबसूरत शाम सजाई है और मुझे और मेरे भाई दोनों को यथा उचित मान सम्मान दिया है. अपने पूरे कैरियर के दौरान बार के साथियों से मुझे जो अपनापन, जो गर्मजोशी और जो साथ मिला है, उसे मैं ताउम्र नहीं भूल सकता. इन अनमोल यादों की तरफ अपने दिल से सजो कर रखूँगा. बिन मांगे प्रभु ने मुझे सब कुछ दिया. एक संवैधानिक पद, उच्च न्यायालय का मुख्य न्यायमूर्ति, उच्चतम न्यायालय का न्यायमूर्ति. इस पद की गरिमा को बनाए रखते हुए मैंने अपने अंतर्मन के साथ भारत के भी अंतर्मन का ध्यान रखा और अपने पद की भूमिका निभाने की कोशिश की. मैं समझता हूँ शायद अपनी भूमिका को सही रूप से निभा पाया हूँ. अगर कोई कमी रही हो तो मैं चाहूँगा कि आप इसे नज़रअंदाज करें. आप सबके और अपने सभी शुभचिंतकों की दुआओं के आधार पर मैं आज इस विदाई बेला तक पहुँच सका हूँ. मुसाफिर हूँ यारो, मुझे बस चलते जाना है, चलते जाना है. धन्यवाद.
Dhanyavad, Justice Mithal. Justice Mithal and Justice Maheshwari have always been used to overcrowded courts, and here also we have an overcrowded hall that shows their popularity and love and respect by the bar. Our next speaker is Justice Maheshwari. Those appearing before Justice Maheshwari recognize him as a strong and a decisive judge of the Supreme Court. We all have experienced his firmness, but we all know that the firmness was to ensure fairness, scrupulously judicious approach towards the litigants. I warmly welcome him for his address.
A very good evening, everyone. Esteemed Brother Justice Suryakant, Honorable the Chief Justice of India, Brother Justice Pankaj Mithal, Judge Supreme Court of India, Brother Justice Vikram Nath, Brother Justice Karol, Justice Bhatti, Justice, all my brother judges sitting here, Devbrat, President, Supreme Court, Advocate on Records Association, Mr. Nikhil, Vice President, Ms. Yugandhara Pawar Jha, Secretary SCORA, former President, Vice President of SCORA, Office Bearers, members of the SCORA, Ms. Pragya Baghel, Secretary SCORA, London Senior Advocates present here, Advocate friends, dear friends, members of the bar, distinguished guests, gracious ladies and gentlemen. A judge perhaps truly understands the meaning of farewell only when the court rises for the last time. The advocates slowly disperse, the courtroom begins to empty, the files are finally closed, and for the first time in the years, there is nowhere else to be. For over 2 decades, my days have been shaped by court hours, arguments, brief notes in the margin, and the endless movement of a cause list. Today, that familiar rhythms pauses. As I stand before you this afternoon, a simple thought occurs to me. Though I occupied the office of a judge, it was all of you who truly judged my work. We judges are granted the dais and the constitutional authority to deliver judgments. But I have always known and deeply felt that the bar silently evaluates the judge every single day. You know when we have read the file, and you certainly know when we have not. You know when our temper is cover for our unpreparedness, and when our silence is born of deep listening. The respect of the bar is not something that comes neatly packaged with the warrant of appointment. It must be earned hearing by hearing, day by day. Any judicial office is temporary and eventually ends. But a judge's professional credibility, the memory of how they treat the lawyer who stood before them, survivors. The memory lives in the bar rooms, in the canteens, and in the quiet conversations of lawyers long after the judges have left the court. Retirement, therefore, is not merely the end of tenure. It is an occasion of introspection. It is the moment to ask oneself, did I do right by the oath? Did I do right by the people? The reflection on this is of yours. When I reflect on my journey, my mind travels to the High Court of Madhya Pradesh, my crucible. To be elevated in the every court where you learn your craft in profoundly emotional. Overnight, you transition from advocating for a single client to serving no one but the Constitution. Our 14 years managing heavy dockets across Jabalpur, Indore and Gwalior taught me that the justice is rarely about grand theories. It is about providing quiet, timely relief of weary citizens. Those courtrooms shaped my personal evaluation. I learned that being on the bench is a gradual shading of the certainties. While a new judge may seek to demonstrate command, experience teaches that silence is infinitely more powerful than speech. Impatience costs the institution its dignity. Authority without humility does not deliver justice, it only hardens it. Ultimately, a judge's life is defined by integrity when nobody is watching. The restraints to leave personal philosophies at the courtroom door, and the intellectual honesty to uphold the law above all else. In our culture, we often speak dharma, but the judicial dharma is not about religion. It is about constitutional morality. It is the unwavering commitment to the public trust, but it can only be possible with the assistance of the members of the bar, and without such assistance, we cannot reach to the rake. What I say for the bench and bar always in couplet that would be better. मंजिल की तरफ बढ़ते हुए दो पाँव हैं हम, नदी के दो किनारे पर एक नाव हैं हम, न्याय की इस पावन व्यवस्था की रक्षा में एक दूसरे का संबल एक ही ठहराव है. The object behind you to achieve for the needy man and of us what we have to deliver, which is just as you demanded. After working of 14 hours at Madhya Pradesh, 14 years at Madhya Pradesh High Court, when I was elevated as Chief Justice of the newly formed Andhra Pradesh High Court, I had mixed feeling of leaving the familiar corridors of Madhya Pradesh High Court and meeting a new bar, culture, and the institutional rhythms of a state that had just been bifurcated. When I assumed office, it was a time of administrative uncertainty. But I quickly realized that the new court do not just need infrastructure, files, and administrative orders. They need emotional leadership. My first role was not to exercise power, it was to build confidence. We had to create a system, stabilize the administration, and above all, maintain the morale of a brilliance, vibrant bar. The language of the street was Telugu. The geography was unfamiliar, but the moment I sat on the bench, I saw the beautiful unity of our constitutional culture, law, truly transacts geography, and that too because of the members of the bar. And then I had the occasion to join Sikkim High Court as the Chief Justice, just to realize that justice has many topographies. When I come to this court, the feeling was not one of the triumph, but of the assumption of much deeper and heavier burden. Coming from a court where I had no more than 3 to 5 cases per day for reading, here 60 cases, I realized that substance will always trump over performance. If I had to sum up all my learning, spanning over 4 decades, it is the success require 3 things. First, immaculate preparation. There is no substitute for reading the briefs. Second, intellectual honesty. And finally, empathy. As I prepare to step down from this dais, my heart is full. No judge succeeds alone. Whatever little I have been able to contribute to the jurisprudence of this country or to the lives of the litigants belong not to me, but to the ecosystem that sustained me, that includes the members of the bar and everyone who supported us in the court. I owe a debt of gratitude to the members of the bar who have educated me, challenged me, and kept me sharp. During my time here, sitting on various benches, my greatest allies have been you, the advocates on record. You are the first screening step, the silent architect of the Supreme Court jurisprudence. Before a judge ever read a case, you have already judged it. You drafted the questions of law and shaped your constitutional destiny. I also must speak of a burden that is rarely acknowledged in these formal gatherings, the unsigned sacrifice of our families. The life of a judge is inherently isolating and is one's family that bear the brunt of this isolation. They were my anchor when the storms in the courtroom wrecked. In fact, they have served the institution as much as I did, but without the public recognition. I have spent my life in courtrooms, moving from hearts of India to the southern coasts, to the northern peaks, and finally to the highest temple of justice in Delhi. I live with no regrets, only profound gratitude. My judicial journey may conclude here, but as I said at the every beginning, judges retire. Relationship with the bar remain. We leave the bench, but we do not leave the law. I step away with the quiet mind, hoping that in my time I manage to do some good. I leave you with a thought which has often echoed in my mind when thinking of the vastness of our constitutional duties and our feeling time to fulfill them. कर्म में अगर सच्चाई है तो कर्म कहाँ निष्फल होगा, हर एक संकट का हल होगा, वो आज नहीं तो कल होगा. In essence, it reminds us that when our actions are rooted in the true integrity, our efforts can never truly fail. Every challenge we face has an experience date. If we don't find the breakthrough today, our persistence will ensure we find it tomorrow. Before I part, I express my gratitude to the overwhelming warmth, appreciation, and respected members of the SCORA and bar have showered upon me this evening. It is deeply humbling, but let me say that this with absolute honesty, whatever little I have achieved during my tenure, it is not my work alone. It is only because I have had privilege and fortune to walk alongside incredible individuals like you. People who do not just talk about access to justice in abstract terms, but also strive every single day to make it a shared and lived reality of our citizens. May this great institution continue to be the North Star of our people. May we continue to serve it with courage, grace, and unwavering commitment of justice. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, Justice Maheshwari, for the warm speech. I welcome Justice Amanullah, Justice Karol, and Justice N.K. Singh. Thank you for joining us. From the past experience of such bar events, I know now this is the time when a bouquet of demands is presented to the Honorable Chief Justice, but instead, I would place my appreciation that Lordship has agreed to already two of our requests. One is to consider a single AOR decline listing of the matter as sufficient for the purpose of delisting a matter in the partial working days, and meeting with us SCORA members to discuss the urgent needs of the AORs. On that, I'll save the bouquet for the next time. Now, with great pleasure and respect, I invite the leader of our bar and the bench, the head of our judiciary, Honorable Mr. Justice Surya Kant, Chief Justice of India, to express his thoughts.
Justice Vikranath, Senior Most Judge of the Supreme Court of the Dayas and Executive Chairperson of the National Legal Service Authority, my two very distinguished brothers, Judges Justice J.K. Maheshwari and Justice Pankaj Mithal, who we have all gathered to celebrate here today, my other eminent colleagues from the Supreme Court, Justice Sanjay Karol, Justice Amanullah, Justice Bhati, Justice Masi, Justice Koteswar, Justice Jomala Bagchi, Justice Vipul Pancholi, Mr. Devrat, President of the SCORA, Mr. Nikhil Jain, Vice President, Yugandhra Pawar Jha, Honorary Secretary, Office Bearers, and members of the Supreme Court Advocate on Record Association, Office Bearers of the Supreme Court Bar Association, very distinguished senior advocates, members of the Supreme Court Bar, Secretary General and other officers of the establishment of the Supreme Court, ladies and gentlemen. I believe this is the first of formal occasions lined up in honor of Justice Maheshwari and Justice Mithal.
and for the newly elected body of SCORA also, this is the first their formal and solemn occasion. Well, I do not propose to catalogue their careers of my two colleagues and recite their finest of the judgments which they have delivered in the high courts and in this court. There will soon be occasions for that. What I want to speak about both of them is very briefly and from my heart, is the kind of persons and constitutional servants they are. Thank you, Learned Attorney General, for joining us. You are also welcome. Devarth very briefly pointed out that my brother Justice Maheshwari was born in a very small town, Jora, in district Morena of Madhya Pradesh. Each one of us who have been students of social science, geography, and even basic sciences, we all know that Morena is one of the backward areas of Madhya Pradesh state as compared to the other parts. From there, then he started practicing in Gwalior bench of Madhya Pradesh High Court and then sat as a judge in Indore. This has given rise to what I am told is a friendly and recurring contest. The Gwalior bar regards him very much their own, while Indore has an equally strong claim. I was wondering that Jabalpur bar is not here, otherwise they will pass a resolution against me. It's a rare that a judge who generates so much love and affection at different benches of the Madhya Pradesh High Court. That warmth is not accidental. It is the natural consequence of a quality that has defined Brother Maheshwari throughout his career. He has always remained, in the deepest sense, the person he started out as. He came from a middle-class family in a small town, as I said, built his practice over 20 years through hard work and honest application, and rose to the highest bench in the country, without the rise ever appearing to change him. Those, his oldest friends, those who know right from the days when he was leader of the bar, leading the bar council, I know some of them, and all of them, those who have seen him the entire throughout this long career, they say that they didn't find a single change in Justice Maheshwari, and that speaks of the great personality, what a great human being he is. When I talk about my brother Justice Pankaj Mithal, as again they were very briefly pointed out that he comes from a family, Nikhil also made a mention about it, that he comes from a family in which the law has been practiced across 3 generations. His grandfather was a lawyer, his uncle was a stalwart of the Meerut bar, and his father had the unique distinction of being directly elevated from the district bar as a judge of the Allahabad High Court. I had an occasion, Mr. Jitendra Sharma is also here, the Meerut Bar Association in fact invited me, and I had the privilege of accompanying my brother in to the Meerut Bar, and I vividly recollect the love and affection, the popularity, the entire family, and particularly the elder Mithal Saab they enjoyed, because he continued to practice till his elevation there in Meerut. Though my brother, because of the elevation of his great father, that he shifted and he started practicing in the High Court at Allahabad. I just would like to share one very simple instance. When Brother Mithal was practicing in Allahabad High Court, and today you have seen some samples he has given, that he is very fond of writing, and one of his article in the young age was the birth and life of the High Court of Judicature at Allahabad. You know, as a young lawyer practicing there, he had the time to spend to go into the archives, to go to the history, and he wrote a beautiful article about how the life, how the High Court of Allahabad, rose up to those greatest heights. Think for a moment about what it takes to do that, to be engaged in daily practice, in the demands of the bar, and yet to be sufficiently moved by the institution you work with to sit down and write its history. That shows that it's not an act of an ambitious young lawyer building a portfolio. It is the act of someone who loves his work and is also passionate about his institution. And that passion, that commitment, that dedication for the institution, my brother has always demonstrated after even elevation to the Supreme Court, and each one of you have seen him performing in the court. Beyond the bench also, my brother Justice Mithal is also a man of culture in the truest sense of that expression. His passion for the Indian arts, his deep interest in Hindi literature, and his association with efforts devoted to the preservation and promotion of Hindi and Indian languages, that also you have seen today. In fact, my brother, after my elevation as Chief Justice of India, it was my brother's, I would use the word Adesh and Nirdesh, that I accompanied him to Etawah in one of the All India event, and I could see that how much deeply he is associated with the cultural activities and particularly the literary activities. And that was not only to Hindi, because we had the occasion to have the very international famed Urdu shairs also with us on the dais. Wasim Barelvi Sahab was also with me, and Surinder Sharma was also there, and there were many eminent poets and shair who were there in the event, which he very closely associated, and which he got organized there. In Justice Mittal, we therefore see not only a judge of learning and institutional commitment, but also a person who remained anchored in the cultural soil of this country. For me, Justice Maheshwari and Justice Mittal, as I was just going through, I can say that they came by different routes, but they leave us with a shared example. They showed us that authority need not create distance, and that high offices need not separate a person from the places and values that shaped him. One carried with him the soil of Jora and Gwalior, the other legal memories of Meerut and Allahabad. In that rootedness, both found their strength. On behalf of my colleagues on the bench, on behalf of the institution, on behalf of everyone who is present here and those who are joining us online, I thank Brother Maheshwari, I thank my brother Mithal for their years of dedicated service, given with dignity, integrity, restraint and conviction. As you leave this court, you carry with you our affection, our respect and our gratitude. I was wondering that both were, and it is but natural, both were a bit emotional. They recited poetry, and poetry is the best way to express yourself. You don't require any words, and you don't need a dictionary when you believe in poetry and you use that to express yourself. So while sitting here, I just thought that what can be the compliment I can give to both of them from my side. So I will conclude by saying, यकीन चांद पे सूरज पे एतबार भी रख, यकीन चांद पे सूरज पे भी एतबार भी रख, मगर निगाह में थोड़ा सा इंतज़ार भी रख. पहाड़ गूंजें, ये दोनों भाइयों के लिए है. पहाड़ गूंजें, नदी गाएं, ये ज़रूरी है. सफ़र कहीं का हो, दिल में किसी का प्यार भी रख. थैंक यू वेरी मच. थैंक यू. जय हिंद, जय भारत.
Thank you, Lordship. I welcome Learned Attorney General R. Venkatramani. Thank you for joining us. Would you like to share a few thoughts, Lordship?
The protocol should not be broken after the Chief Justice has spoken like the Delphi Oracle. And, and I did not come prepared with a speech. Skora came and met me yesterday. I said, "You're giving you too short a time to talk about two honorable judges who have stolen my heart." So I want to say they have stolen my heart, and for a number of different reasons. Then today morning I thought I'll prepare, because SCBA will have a function on 27th. So do I give my attention to Skora or to SCBA? There was a difficult question to answer. But then I thought I must at least come and be here to share my respects to the two honorable judges. And you'll have more to speak about them on the SCBA function, but one thing I must want to tell now. When we part, like every judge, if I say I only have 2 judges on their date of retirement are important for us, I think we are wrong. I always say in farewell speeches that every judge who comes to the Supreme Court is a great renunciate. You renounce so many things in life, and you become part of an institution to serve the larger commitment to the nation. And I have seen in both of them the same kind of degree and extent of commitment to doing justice. And today morning, I must say that I was part of a order with Justice Maheshwari's bench, which is something so beautiful, and in a way he closed up and wound up this proceeding. It's about people who suffer accidents in highways and roadways. Trauma care is something very important for us. And today we both of us shared the good and warm feeling of saying the right to trauma care is part of our right to health and fundamental right to under Article 21. So we have such jewels coming up, before us. And I thank Justice Maheshwari for making me part of this exercise today. And I'm sure, sir, that like Chief Justice had a little poetry to recite, I'm going to have poetries for both of them on the SCBA evening. And I need a little time to reflect on what kind of poetry I need to write. I'm sure thoughts will come because, as I said, these two honorable judges have stolen my heart for different reasons. And I'm sorry for coming very late. I was held up in some court proceedings. I thought still I should not miss this invitation and miss this evening. I profusely thank both the honorable judges for being part of the institution, sir. And I'm sure your legacies, like many honorable judges who leave this, will be with us forever. And as I said, on SCBA evening, I will have more and more to talk about both of you, sir. I am extremely sorry once again, but I thank you for the opportunity.
There are certain members of our bar who would like to share a few thoughts for both the lordships. I call upon Ajit Sharma ji. He wants to share his thoughts on Justice Mithal.
Thank you, Yugandhara. Honorable Chief Justice of India, respected honorable judges of the Supreme Court and High Courts, learned Attorney General for India, senior advocates, learned colleagues, dear friends, and members of the fraternity. Good afternoon to each one of you. I've written something, but I'm not going to read the whole thing out, but I just wanted to give 3 snippets that I wanted to speak about His Lordship Justice Mithal. It's a privilege. We both hail from the same city, sir. And I just wanted to share my thoughts that one, your courtroom was always an environment full of calmness where good arguments, good ideas were appreciated irrespective of who and where they came from. And that, I think, is a big tribute to all lawyers, young and old. There's so much to learn. Second, I think not many of us here know, but as His Lordship pointed out, and as Mr. Nikhil Jain also pointed out, that Justice Mithal comes from a family of lawyers where which all put together have spent over 100 years in the service of law. But one important point, His Lordship, the Chief Justice, pointed out that Honorable Justice Mithal's father is perhaps the only one from Meerut to have been elevated directly to the Allahabad High Court. But His Lordship's grandfather also was a very respected lawyer of his time, one of the founder promoters of the Meerut College, a prestigious local college where a hostel is still named after him today, and that's inspiring a lot of young lawyers to date. The other thing perhaps that not many of our colleagues know that I picked up online was His Lordship's fondness for a stamp collection. I learned that His Lordship was a member of the Coinage and Stamps Committee of the Allahabad High Court, and that's a wonderful insight. I wish my lords the very best of good health and a wonderful long life, and continue to stay in touch with all the members of the bar and inspire. Your Lordship's judgments will continue to be read and inspire all. Thank you, Your Lordship.
Thank you, Ajit ji. Rajiv Bansal ji. Rajiv Bansal ji. Idhar.
The Honorable Chief Justice of India and other Honorable Supreme Court judges, senior advocate records, and all my colleagues. Today, as we all gather to mark the retirement of Honorable Justice J.K. Maheshwari and Honorable Justice Pankaj Mithal, I'm here to say a few minutes for Justice Mithal. Honorable Justice Mithal, as everybody said, that is born in a family of lawyers. His grandfather, or his grandfather Babu Brijnath Mithal, was a prominent lawyer and very much known not only to Meerut district, but in whole Western UP. My Lord's father, Justice Anand Mithal, was very kind, behavior and disciplined and hardworking throughout his life. I have heard from my father, Mr. Bansal, who was a session judge at one point of time at Meerut, used to say that he has not seen a person like Justice Anand Mithal, who was really a dedicated, disciplined and hardworking. Honorable Justice Pankaj Mithal carried forward a rich legacy. In spite all of these things, he ultimately create an identity with by his hard work, dedication and keeping high moral values from his years at the bar to his elevation to the Allahabad High Court, then Chief Justice of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh High Court and the Chief Justice of Rajasthan High Court. Finally to this Honorable Court. Appearing before Justice Mithal's court was always an enriching experience, and I always feel that in his court every submissions would be carefully heard, every proposition would be tested and every arguments will be well considered. As I understand Justice Mithal, he is very particular about the moral values, and I heard in his one speeches that justice can be lived only when education is based on moral values and some sound principles.
So,
Lordship says changed one slogan like "Beti bachao, beti padhao" to "Beti padhao and beta samjhao."
Thank you, sir.
That we can understand how my Lord thinks about moral values in society. Finally, I wish you, Lordship, all the very best for this new chapter of life.
Thank you. Anupam Mishra ji, in a second only. Yeah, please, because everybody, we all are
very
on
well,
a
very
clock.
well. See, आदरणीय मुख्य न्यायाधीश महोदय, आदरणीय मित्तल सर, जस्टिस मित्तल, आदरणीय जस्टिस महेश्वरी सर, चूँकि सब लोगों ने अभी, मैं तो बहुत सारी चीज़ें प्रिपेयर किया था, लेकिन सब लोगों ने शेर पे ख़त्म किया और मैं फिराक गोरखपुरी के शहर से हूँ, तो मैं भी सिर्फ एक शेर पे ही आप दोनों लोगों के लिए एक शेर लेके आता हूँ, क्योंकि 1 सेकंड का टाइम दिया गया है मेरे को। रुखसत हो रहे हैं अदालत की शान बनकर, रुखसत हो रहे हैं अदालत की शान बनकर, हर फैसले में जिए आप संविधान बनकर, कलम आपकी ने इंसाफ को आवाज़ दी हमेशा, कलम आपकी ने इंसाफ को दी हमेशा, इंसाफ को आवाज़ दी हमेशा, रहेंगे याद आप हर वक्त एक मिसाल बनकर। थैंक यू।
Rachna ma'am, Rachna Srivastava ma'am.
Former member of this association, so I can speak
Yes.
just 1 minute. The Honorable Chief Justice of India and Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just skipping all the formalities. आज एक ऐसा वक्त है, दो चीज़ कॉमन है, दो जजेस जो रिटायर हो रहे हैं आज, उन दोनों की रिटायरमेंट में वैसे तो थोड़ी नमी आँखों में, बट एक मिठास है जो कॉमन है दोनों में। दोनों आते हैं एक ऐसे शहरों से, मुरैना की गज़क और मेरठ की गज़क, दोनों वर्ड फेमस है, दोनों में कंपटीशन है। सो ये मिठास के साथ ही हम इनको विदाई देते हैं। और आज मित्तल साहब का पता लगा कि ये तो अपने आप में एक काव्य संग्रह खुद में एक मिसाल दी है, और इतनी ह्यूमिलिटी, इतने जनरोसिटी हमेशा कोर्ट में जो दिखाई है सर ने, सबके साथ, सब चाहे जूनियर हो या सीनियर अपियर हो, कभी कोई फ़र्क नहीं लगा। जस्टिस महेश्वरी के बारे में एक बार चीज़ बोलना चाहूँगी, ही इज़ लाइक अ कोकोनट। एक फंक्शन में हमने सर को इनवाइट किया था, तो उस फंक्शन में सर वॉज स्माइलिंग एंड लाफिंग, सो देयर वर सम यंगस्टर्स, दे सेड जस्टिस महेश्वरी हंसते भी हैं, मुस्कुराते भी हैं। ओह नहीं, तो ऐसे नो, ही इज़ लाइक कोकोनट, कोर्ट में स्ट्रिक्ट है बट बाहर मुस्कुराते भी हैं, हंसते भी हैं, एज यू कैन सी राइट नाउ। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you so much, ma'am. Subhashish Bhawmik.
My friend Devrat told me that I'll get 1 minute, so I am not taking just not 1 second. Today, as we bid farewell to Honorable Mr. Justice J.K. Maheshwari and Honorable Mr. Justice Pankaj Mithal, in presence of Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice Suryakant, and other honorable judges and members of the bar, I remember distinct quality of Justice Maheshwari, discipline and preparedness. I remember one fact in my own matter, when other side's junior counsel short time in second half, my Lord Justice dealt strictly. Then we got a lesson, and second call I was appearing in another matter. So my junior used to take time, but what happened, he appeared through VC, though he was present there physically in the Supreme Court. So that is the lesson we got, that preparedness only excel, and preparedness and performance will only excel. That is
Thank
the
you so
mantra.
much. Yeah, thank you. We have someone from the Jabalpur bar, because Lordship said that Jabalpur bar se, so 30 seconds you again get. I'm getting a
30 सेकेंड्स बहुत होते हैं मैडम. जेके साहब की कोर्ट में हम लोग बहुत अपियर हुए हैं. और मैं जानबूझ के ये कह रहा हूँ, हम लोग जेके माहेश्वरी साहब नहीं बोलते थे, हम लोग जेके साहब की कोर्ट बोलते थे. तो ये हमारी मेमोरी है, और हम जेके साहब के सामने में अपियर होकर के जबलपुर बार को रिक्लेम कर रहे हैं. वो हमारे हैं.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, everybody. We have many more people who want to speak, but not today because Lordship has another meeting lined up. I'm sorry for that. Now I request our President and the Vice President to kindly present stoles to Justice Maheshwari and Justice Pankaj Mithal. Can I call upon the entire executive committee to come on the stage to present the memento? Can I call all the judges on this dais? We want a picture with everybody here. Kindly come. Yes, kindly join us. Everybody? Everybody standing. आगे चले, आगे चले.
We request everyone to please join us for high tea on the right.
Kindly join us for high tea on the right hand side. On the right hand side, high tea.
मैडम अरे युगेंद्र जी
चाहिए था कि जजेस के साथ।
तन्मय को भी आप लोग नहीं दिए, वो तैयार करके आए थे तन्मय।
अरे भाई बहुत लोग आए थे कॉस्ट्यूम, अब मेरे पास लिस्ट है, वहाँ पे मेरे को कॉल आ रहे हैं चीफ जस्टिस के।